What's up, YouTube? It's me, Murray DJ here, and welcome back to another live stream. We are indeed live, and welcome back to another stream. And I should say welcome back to the last stream related to anything Hydrated Games, H2O Productions. Let me just get into this. Closing the book. So long, Hydrated Games. F.E.A.R. content package and lore notes. It should be. I was missing a letter. Notes discussion live. Welcome back, everyone, to the very last H2O Productions Hydrated Games related content on the channel. As with many things that have come before, Hydrated Games has reached its point of conclusion. The creator behind these silly little FNAF Maker Engine games, Mr. Matt, is moving on to other things. So in typical DJ fashion, I'm going to do a very late last closing of all things related to Hydrated Games. I've covered everything, and I mean everything, Hydrated Games H2O Productions has put out in the time of its existence. It should be, for one final send-off. Feels like, no, I realized what letter was missing. One final send-off feels right. I was not reading my descriptor correctly. So one final send-off feels right. So between covering the final post of Hydrated Games Game Gel page to looking back over everything I've covered here, it should be a nice send-off. I personally also have one loose end to clean up with the series and the content. Can you take a guess? That's right, F.E.A.R, the only game that wasn't a joke. I had revisited it back a while ago, and during this series, I took time to take notes on things I felt were important to the game's story/lore. So let's dive into those notes, as well as look back in the content package to see if there was anything, or see if we can at least understand roughly the story and lore packed into F.E.A.R, a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. Anyways, let's not waste any more time. And then, yeah, get on to the usual description stuff. This is the last time I'm gonna let Nowhere to Run loop. I figured Nowhere to Run was gonna be a nice little inclusion for the intro music, for a couple of reasons that I'll get into. I'll see there's a couple people in chat, and there are questions in chat which I will answer and address. But yes, this is a closing stream on content I've covered in the past that, you know, like I said, I had a couple loose ends to clean up, so, yeah. So, there's a lot to cover and whatnot, so I'm not going to take too much time with this intro ramble, but yeah. This is the end of something that, you know, has been, well, I'll get into that when we get into the post, but yeah. It's the end of something, and obviously not everything lasts forever, and whatnot. I also got to move something onto this laptop, because I haven't done that yet. I was mostly prepared. I had to switch laptops last minute, because one of my laptops had to go through like a couple updates, so I'm like, I'm not going to have time to use this laptop for the stream, so I just pushed it to the side. Where on earth is my FNAF fan game folder? On the flash drive. And now we wait. I did warn that the intro is going to be a little longer. I just gotta move this over. Bam! F.E.A.R, Hydrated Games, H2O Productions. We're gonna get into all that and more in a matter of seconds, so sit tight, relax. If you have any questions, feel free. I'll answer what I can. Obviously, you know, I'm not the creator, but I've been following a lot of this, so, you know, I can do my very best. Who knows? I am aware that the creator knows that I am streaming this, so who knows? Maybe he'll pop in the chat and he can answer some questions too. There we go. And I'm just going to drop you into this fan game folder. There we go. right where I want you, and then I'm just going to close the flash drive because now I don't need it. Eject the flash drive. Boop. And let's get on with this. Yeah. Anyways, narrator run's done. So yeah, I guess I'll start with the intro music. That's just a minor thing. I went with Nowhere to Run because it's a good track for, conclusion stuff. I mean, it was used for the Pizza 7 conclusion anyways, for starters, but also part of me didn't think, well, I'll get into that point in a second, but part of me didn't think that the F.E.A.R music was still available to use, so I went with something, else. Figured I would just go with something Pizza Sim themed because of just some of the cast and what I think some of the story elements are that we'll get into. But one thing at a time. We gotta start from the beginning of this whole strip with the top with things in the description. We gotta start there before we get into lore notes and content package. So yeah, welcome everybody. We're getting started now. Got a lot of things to look at, so sit back, relax, get ready for me to do some reading, and then some discussion. Boop. And last thing to open. There we go. Last thing I need to open right now anyways. Anyways, here we are. So, starting here, this is the Game Jolt account of HydratedGames. We'll get into the playlist in a second. I have it still labeled as that. But, on the main page, you can see various posts and whatnot. So, yeah. I'm just gonna scroll down, just look through the archives a little bit, because I have not looked at this. Hey, I think this is something. This is something in the thumbnail. Look at that. Look at that, man. There's a load of stuff. There's a load of stuff, and there's just a load of stuff available. Just scrolling down in the main page of the game. Yeah, man. There is. There's a lot here. I was just scrolling. We might look at some of this later, but yeah. So this is just the main page and whatnot. There's stuff that will be addressed. There will be things not addressed, but yeah. And obviously, if I open this and then there's another link. Obviously, if we would go over to their library, you would see games that they follow and games that they've made. And we'll get into this. I'll open this now, but we'll get into this later. Because, yeah. We'll come back to this. I'll reopen that link after, but yeah. Anyways, going into the main post that is partially in the thumbnail. By the way, speaking of the thumbnail, it's simple, but it gets the job done. Hope you guys like it. There's a bunch of details in there that I'm sure some of you may or may not pick up on for certain reasons and references. But yeah. We literally have what is the DJ background right now for live stream setups in the thumbnail, so blue screen still lives on to this day. I mean, blue screen lives on through the streams anyways, but yeah. Anyways. Starting off with a post that's literally almost a month old at this point. This account is abandoned. I guess I should at least explain why. So here's my thought process for those who care. Sorry for leading you on, but truthfully, this thing died a long time ago. The thing is, I never in my life thought I should be a game developer and make video games. I was just immersed in a fandom built on easy to make, easy to replicate games, and had my own ideas, though I thought were worth making with some convenient software. Many did. And just like hundreds of Game Jolt FNAF fan game creators, this kid grew up and moved on. Aside from Game Jolt being a, terrible platform in general, aside from the FNAF fandom being what it is. Aside from the vile FNAF maker drama that refused to die, aside from the most lack of aside from my own lack of talent, skills, time, energy, and willingness to learn in a proper game development, I truly don't care anymore. I don't care that none of my ideas will be made. I don't care that my dreams are dead. I've tried many times. Most times you didn't even know because there was nothing to show for it. But it all failed. All were futile, even with help, even with support, and that's okay. I'm happy. You should be too. No more empty promises or waiting on visions that will never manifest. Oh, all those years. If, for whatever reason, you actually liked F.E.A.R, my only actual fully finished game, go and download it now. It will be gone by the time New Year's rolls around, and as for the Beans games, Mutation, Freddy Fazbear's Toy House, Salvage Simulator, and all the rest that never made it as far as production, well, none of them were strikingly original anyways. Some ideas pretty much already exist as Fantastic Game 2's. Fazbear Entertainment Storage, the SCP Endurance are better than anything I could have ever made. However, similarly, they were to my own concepts years ago. To be clear, absolutely clear, I intend to delete all things HydratedGames. I know it's hard. It'd be hard to press to actually erase it from the internet, especially since I can't even delete this account. Thank you, Game Jolt, for the amazing, sarcastic, amazing, fantastic design. So I'll just have to leave it here. Let it sit, let it rot, let it be forgotten. What else can I do? Well, yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, this has been quite of a ramble for someone so apathetic. This isn't for me though. If this was just for me, I wouldn't be writing to myself. I just delete it all. Yeah, delete it all. I'm giving this post I'm giving this post my all because I know, despite the fact that the vast majority of you are all just kids passing through, there are a few who do care, who will miss this. To you, just remember that nothing truly ends, it just changes, and if nothing else, and if you want something done right, if you're interested in gaming or video essays, interested in gaming or video essay YouTube channels on a variety of indie games, including but not limited to FNAF, you can find me on either Mr. Matt or Continuity Error. I also have a general purpose Discord server for my combined communities, contents, etc. I'm going to stick with what I'm good at. The thing that I most generally motivates me to go get out of bed every day. Stay hydrated, and goodbye. I know I stumbled over that. I always used to stumble over reading these on Game Drill anyways, just because my lack of just stumbling over words. So that's no big surprise here, you know. I'll get into that in a second, but I'm just going to bring up this point now. You want to watch me stumble over reading Game Drill post? You'll find it here. We'll get into this in a second. Anyways, yeah, that's the post. I've read it now, and yeah, I read this the day it released. Now I'm reading it again, and yeah, the message is clear. The message is straight to the point, no beating around the bush, and yeah. Yeah, don't worry, Matt. The stream literally started. The intro was like 4 minutes long, and then I had a couple things I had to take care of. So it was a slow start anyways. I literally just finished reading the post if it loaded for you now. So, yeah, you haven't missed much. But yeah, again, post clear as day, cut dry, straight to the point. So yeah. I literally, again, looking at the description of this, I literally have the line, as with many things that have come before, as in, yes, you know, and it has reached its point of conclusion. Again, I have addressed this. I am aware. I know certain things don't, so I'm straight to the point too in my own description. So, but also loose ends need to be tied up. So that's what I'm here for. So that's the post. It is linked in the description. I remember Platty saying thanks for having it linked. That's the whole point of linking things. I know I've had a bad habit in the past, in the early days of the channel, where I just didn't really link anything unless it was a video link in a description, like a video instead of a video description. But I've improved my ways of linking things, so yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, speaking of that, over on the DJ side of things, yes. This was last updated August 26, 2022. So yeah, this has been running. Well, let's see when the first video was. This has been running from. This playlist has been running from March 2020. This has been running from. Okay, great. Thank you, Google. Thank you so much, Google. Now I gotta get the link again for misclicking. Thank you, Google. Thank you, come again. Boop. And it's back to what I was trying to do before I misclicked and literally. And there. So yeah, March 20th, 2020 to January 27th, 2023. So 3 years this playlist has existed and covered content. So yeah, and just to go over the playlist description, my good friend Mr. Matt has taken up making games using FNAF Maker and who knows what else. His Game Jolt account has gone through some changes and is now H2O Productions, HydratedGames. And not everything here will be Mr. Matt related, but he will be the one making the game. So in this playlist, you'll find my playthroughs of his games. If you're ready for some more FNAF fun, more fun FNAF Maker action, then the playlist is for you. I even left a fun little fact. But yeah, this is just a little archive now on the DJ channel. And I kind of did this off camera, and I'm going to address it now. But looking over 34, basically 35 videos in this playlist. Out of all of them, one game has taken the spotlight out of all of them, and that being F.E.A.R. You know, you'll see the other games here in between all that, but F.E.A.R. really is the one that sticks out as the one that's been played the most, even though I covered every little piece of Beans 2 content. F.E.A.R. really is the one that sticks out here as the one that is truly the main game of the playlist. I might not change the playlist thumbnail, but yeah. So looking through all this, you know, you had these simple 2 smaller games that were just little test gimmicks for like 4 videos. That's not bad. 4 videos on little gimmick games. Yeah, that's straightforward. Then you get to F.E.A.R., where I actually was offered a chance to test out and give feedback. So I did a couple videos on public videos on that. I played another demo, another test video, and then it was just me going into news about the game until it released. And then you have exactly 4 streams on the entire game, closed book. That's that. Then obviously Beans 2 rolled around, and like I said, I covered every little scrap of that just because I felt like it. It was some miscellaneous, nonchalant FNAF content. I even got rickrolled. We don't talk about that. That video will never be monetized, and that's fine. Then I decided, since I had kind of revisited the original games I played at the start of this playlist, I figured in that stream, why not revisit F.E.A.R.? Because that was one that, again, I had played literally a couple of years ago. I figured, why not? And there was a whole secret expansion, or secret update is the whole gimmick. But yeah, so I started off with a stream similar to this, saying, so about that F.E.A.R. revisit. And it was me diving into the content package for the very first time, starting my note-taking that we will be addressing today. Then I played it for 2 whole streams after some tech issues. And I did this little bonus video because I found something out, and beat 4-5 mode, because that was the only max mode, that was the only custom night mode I did, because this stream kind of broke. It was a FNAF Maker game, it was a I don't even know what it was, but yeah, that stream was all over the place, and then I just kind of took my lower notes and left. Then, in the meantime, another thing was slowly starting, and I guess I'll mark it off as finale now, of the note-taking. Because this is the only mutation content you're ever going to get. 3 news videos, and that's about it. That's as much as you're going to get in the way of that. So, yeah. That's the entire playlist. And I find it nice that it's gonna round out a nice 35 videos / streams. So that's a nice round off point for this little playlist of series of miscellaneous FNAF games. So yeah. So with that out of the way, so with my little spiel over about my stuff, reading the post, addressing this. So again, going back to the intro music, I didn't think I was going to have access to F.E.A.R music, so I'm going to open this for a second, because the F.E.A.R game build page is still here. Well, first and foremost, I've used these to death, because I've played the game twice now, so I've used these tracks to death. But, I mean, one of these tracks actually is pretty good for, would have been good for intro music, but yeah, I didn't think this was available, so I went with Nowhere to Run, because again, Nowhere to Run seems like a nice track you can do when you're closing something off. So that's what I did, and yeah, I also have not looked at this in a long while. Man, voice actors that people did for this, it's like just a couple people. I can't remember when I did my revisit if I had said anything about the voice acting. Obviously, sound effects, testers, playtesters. The final F.E.A.R post 2 years ago, and the secret update, that was the whole gimmick of the revisit. I was going to play the game in a different way, which it was the same game, but Scared was no longer stopped by the mask, so that would have been an interesting way to do the 20 mode if the game hadn't broke for me. So yeah, I've looked at this page many times before, but yeah, it exists, and now the videos I think are unlisted, private, not available anymore, but I've watched them in the past. So yeah. Anyways, with that part of the discussion, sorted. So yeah. You can read this again for yourself. I read it out loud. It's in the description. My playlist is here if you want to watch any of this content. 78 views of this playlist alone. It's not as high as some of my other playlists, but I mean, people did watch through the playlist apparently, so I'll give it credit. Might look back on some of those videos later, but yeah. So yeah. But moving this direction though, I'm gonna get my notes open. So I have F.E.A.R beginning notes and I have F.E.A.R gameplay notes. F.E.A.R beginning notes is from F.E.A.R beginning notes is this is what I did from the content package stream, and this is the gameplay notes. So yeah, all these little notes, and yeah. Starting back where I started this. So, notes that I took down. So this is stuff from like the teaser trailer. There is stuff from the content package too in this note. For the teasers, each character represented a letter, which was interesting. I noted it down, but I think I was on the. I can't remember if I was on the fence or not. If that actually had any relevance. The Funtime and Rockstar characters of Freddy and Foxy are present. Mainly Freddy and Foxy variants here. And then I noted Bon Bon was there. The Don't Hold It Against Us line from Sister Location being used. The trailer, newspaper was shown off. First look at gameplay. Music box, mask, play audio. And obviously I had a subnote that gameplay was similar to FNAF 2 and 3. Manager welcoming us to a warehouse. So the game took place in a warehouse. Spending 5 nights. Client lent tech to keep the animatronics in check. Animatronics free roam. Manager says if the animatronics enter your office. Managers aware animatronics will make their way to your office. Animatronics seem to speak to you. Microphones in building. I think that's addressed in a separate trailer, or it was maybe addressed in the trailer. I'm trying to remember. Security audio in the security audio in the building is activated in the trailer. So yeah, that is the microphones. Look at the office and some of the rooms. Funny Fox had a voice line at the end of that. I remember taking up a voice line saying that voice line probably had something. In the release trailer, newspaper, Streamer Inc. Oh yeah, pause. I have the newspaper, and I already have notes on the newspaper anyways, so I don't need that anymore. More rooms. I think they want a party bonbon. If you're not gonna play fair, we'll have to. I remember Rockstar. I'm pretty sure that is a Rockstar Freddy line, and I don't think I got all of that because the trailer just cut off some of the audio. Don't play with fire. Oh yes, the different ways of F.E.A.R. Shadow possible of shadow of a fifth animatronic. 6 if you count Bonbon as his own animatronic, even though he's part of Five Freddy. Blue screen of death cameo. More of that. Don't be scared. Scared is important for this. There's a voice line. I'm pretty sure I know what that voice line is now after the revisit. Oh yeah, that was in the thumbnail of the previous stream that was similar to this, and then still have questions about the last frame of the trailer. Yeah, I wrote down all the quotes that were hidden in the the Game Jolt images. Bonus content. Chica's model is present in one of the promotional material. Oh yeah, more voice lines. A redacted quote. Oh yes, the lefty mask that is visible in the thumbnail. Make sure to make sure to revisit the incident report. I remember that. I gotta come. That's something we're doing this stream. I remember that. I remember noting that down. Revisit that piece of information. Building on the seaside. Rockstar Chica and Bonnie do exist here. Oh yeah, I could never do the QR code. That's something I'm probably never gonna figure out. Unused character, Baby Laura. Oh yeah, and then the whole missing Mrs. Afton and whatever. Oh yeah, and I even linked this here. That's the link to the abandoned post. I forgot I put that in here. So I had a way of pasting it. Over on the gameplay notes, the news here. Help One is here incorporating looking for to hire night guards as watchmen to monitor a warehouse from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Payment. And then subpoints in the news article. Sister location, Henry, Faz house. They want your beans reference. Charlie, Freddy's, and Fredbear's. Manager agrees to us and welcomes us. We must report any strange or odd sightings we may have witnessed throughout our shift at the end of every shift. Red button in the office that we can press if we need security to come in the building. Can tell us that we're guarding 2 animatronics from other companies. Who's supposed to be here. Put on the mask. Facial recognizing a scrambler. The Freddy mask. They are Streaming Incorporated is not allowed to ask questions about regards to cargo being stored. There's a note in this says Cam 8, which reveals the music box mechanic. Animatronics talk through the night thanks to microphones in the building. F.E.A.R's house is confirmed through one of Freddy's voice lines. Yep. We get congratulated on completing our first shift. However, we're warned for messing up our first report, and we'd be demoted to janitor if it wasn't for the fact that anyone else would take night shift. Manager reveals that the animatronics were mixed up, but it doesn't matter that they're all here now. Mechanics for Funny Freddy and Foxy are properly revealed. Manager remembers that mentions that there was a note on the desk from the previous employee left on the desk. We found that out. Second mention that you're not allowed to question cargoes. The manager seems to find the animatronics creepy when they just stare at you. Animatronics still talk through whatever. Seemed like voice lines, let's quote, are directed at the night guard. I have some quotes here. Manager breaks protocol. She begins to dig deeper, willing to put it on record that she broke protocol. I have minor injuries and one major injury from animatronics. One of the staff members was hospitalized with sharp teeth and hook on an animatronic. Rockstar Foxy attacks somebody. Animatronics have been causing havoc around the warehouse, destroying things and knocking stuff over. We're still blamed out messing up our shift report at the end of every night. Faz House and Circus Baby's Pizza World are actually F.E.A.R Entertainment and the company were tried. Children went missing. They cover it up. A cover-up was found about more animatronics supposed to be delivered to the warehouse. 3 animatronics, both were from F.E.A.R Entertainment and Anthem Robotics, are now missing. In the evening... I feel like I typed that wrong at the time. There's no way that that's supposed to be evening. Oh, even the Streamers Incorporated employees have no clue where they got into. Managers, pissed. Our records cards have been going from rude to completely blank. Her job is on the line for breaking protocol. A family of 6 goes missing. Death from wild animal attacks. 2 animatronics found in sight: Blue Rabbit and Yellow Chicken. F.E.A.R Entertainment and Anthem Robotics are going under investigation. The manager is looking for a response to know that a human is on site and is understanding the calls she has to make. Calling us Mike. The building mics bug out, glitching out. Let us in. We are family. I didn't quote whoever said that. Phone rings longer than usual. William Athens on the phone call. I remember nights 5 and 6 having the most lore. Michael. He's been listening since the beginning. All the animatronics were bugged from the start. They are William's eyes and ears. He planted tech on Henry's animatronics. Henry's labeled. Following us here, disguising himself, tearing up reports and replacing them. Disabling our emergency buttons so that never did stop in contact for the police and Henry. He knew Henry picked us off the street and sent us. He killed all workers here with the animatronics, except the manager, which William personally killed. She was stuffed somewhere, and no one will find her. Is gonna do the same with us. He couldn't be here, otherwise the police would catch him. The warehouse is rigged to burn. Faulty electronics. All our robots were recently sent to their destination early. Sent as a gift from Cassidy and Elizabeth. Cassidy will have his revenge. Scared. Search, locate, arrest, retain, execute, dispose. Re-engineered, stole from Henry just for us. William tells Michael he was awful brother. Hopes he burns. Make him glitch out. Night 5 newspaper. Oh yeah, man. The ending stuff had a lot in there. I forgot about that. I forgot about how much stuff was in like the ending of the game. Murder of Robot Haunt Lunka Woods. Oh yes, 9. Oh yeah, that's. Oh yeah. I forgot. I'm remembering dates now too. 2 animatronics. The Faz House. Rockstar Bonnie and Chica are canon. They found the wood, dirt, and blood. They were twitching, malfunctioning like monsters. Evidence concludes that the animatronics had killed the family. Dr. Henry Emily, previously owner of Fazbear Entertainment. The animatronics were created by Henry. His business partner, William Athens, is currently unreachable. Claims that he's on holiday. Police are concerned about more possible murderous animatronics on the loose. Streamer Incorporated has also claimed that 3 more animatronics were supposed to be delivered. All 3 companies are being investigated. Yes, William, Chica, Baby. Oh yes, some other girl. I remember that. Yeah, no one put you back together. That was from the trailer. And then Henry, around 6 a.m., the police broke into the Streamers Incorporated, disabled the killer animatronic, trying to kill the night guard. Michael laughed in. By the way, 3 had happened. Michael did it. Michael reveals he went undercover with a fake name to help Henry to prove that William Athens was the murderer of the Fazbear legacy of killings. William was found guilty in all cases for all the crimes he committed. Henry is proven innocent. Mike has survived, scared and survived off supply. Oh yeah, I remember that. it's not funny, but I remember that whole gimmick that like until they got in the building, it like obviously it just kept looping with night cycles. So like Mike would have to like scavenge for supplies. I'm remembering some of this now at the note taken. He spent 30 hours doing this. Yeah, it was a constant scavenge for supplies during the day, fend off scare during the night. I remember that. Oh man, I don't remember how I forgot that, but it's coming back to me. I haven't looked at these notes in a while. I promise. So, okay. I want to do. How do I want to do this? Hold on one second. Thinking about this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for the sake of not argument, but just sake of doing this. That is not a straight line. Alright, that's as good as it's gonna get. Also, wait, why are we buffering? Or is it just my preview that's buffering? I think it's just my preview that's buffering. Are we good? Studio. Are we good? Oh, we did drop. I don't know why we were buffering. All right. So looking at my notes again. I think a lot of the stuff I have in my earlier notes is stuff that is addressed in the my gameplay notes. Besides a couple things, so I'm not fully throwing that out the window. Okay. For starters. The newspaper reports say 1984. And obviously the whole attacking is addressed during the phone call. So the gameplay... So at the very least... At the very least, I want to say this. At the very least, I think F.E.A.R 4 happens in the F.E.A.R timeline, because the bite of A3 is addressed. Maybe not that big. The bite of A3 is addressed. So I think the bite of A3. So I think F.E.A.R 4 happens. Now, the thing I don't think that... So, here's the thing. I think F.E.A.R 4 happens, and then obviously... and then obviously the... oh, no, I don't need it to be red. Whoops. Need that color to go back to black. And then obviously... I don't need a line that big. So then obviously... the bite of A3 happens. The bite of A3 happens. At the very least. Now this doesn't stop certain things from existing, because we know that the fun times and supposedly the rock stars, whenever you want to say they are the rock star animatronics are, they do exist. And obviously we have things like After Robotics and F.E.A.R Entertainment that do exist too. So with this happening, the notes do also address William being charged for his crimes. So I don't think it's before FNAF. I don't think it's before FNAF 4, but again, I'm not having the right color. But again, the missing incident happened. So the missing children incident happens at the very least, because if William's being charged for crimes of committing whatever, that honestly, that must mean obviously that happens. Whether it's in response to the Beta V3 or not, who knows, but it does happen. And then oops, I didn't mean that. So also apparently, I'm just putting message, so like this isn't like, I'm not having this like directly set up in Coraline how I think it happened. I'm just putting a few key things down, because Miss Afton and Elizabeth go missing in 83. They go missing in 83. 2. Whoops. No. So that happens. And apparently, obviously, and obviously, also, apparently, like I guess F.E.A.R Entertainment like either makes or rebrands to the F.A.Z house. F.E. either makes or rebrands to F.A.Z house. So that happened. No! Put that text back. Let me just move it. And then obviously After Robotics also exists. I'm just gonna put this up here. It's just as a whole point. Obviously Afton Robotics and F.E.A.R Entertainment exist. So that's just something to obviously note. And then 1984, which is when I think F.E.A.R takes place. Okay, so this is gonna be two. This is gonna be two things. So I think this is when the. This is where the F.E.A.R gameplay happens. So this is where I think that happens. I'm just gonna retype that. F.E.A.R gameplay happens. And then also a family is attacked by a Bonnie and Chica animatronic. Same. And then just a couple dates. Alright, I'm gonna have to move this way. Nope, nope. Ah! God damn it. 1983. And 1984. So, this is the vague timeline I have. So, in correlation to official FNAF games, that FNAF 4 happens, Spider-Man 3 happens, Missing Children also happens, most likely afterwards, because I don't think it could happen beforehand. Obviously, after Robotics and Further Entertainment exists, Mrs. Afton and Elizabeth go missing in 1983. F.E.A.R Entertainment either makes or rebrands the Faz house, then the F.E.A.R gameplay happens, and obviously a family's attack. So the events of F.E.A.R take place in 1984, and then you could maybe assume that who knows if there's anything else, but maybe you can assume that the next date in this timeline would be 1987. You could assume maybe this is the next date. So then I would say that would be like that would be FNAF 2. So that's my thought process. That F.E.A.R supposedly would take place between FNAF 4 and FNAF 2. Anyways, now that's the wrong folder. Now I want to look back at the F.E.A.R bonus content package. So game screenshots. These are the screenshots that have the. Oh yeah, these are the screenshots that have the story with it. Where if we read the notes I took for the game dev page, in time the truth is found, everything settles, but he is still missing. 2 men, 2 companies, 2 suspects. Strange machines lost in the woods alert to the authorities. Together with the man's connection and the boy's evidence, He discovered the truth and ran from. They tracked their enemy. He discovers the truth and ran away from home. Evil lurks everywhere, but bravely the boy went in with his disguise, found everything by his. I feel like I typed that wrong. Subjected to the counter plan and haunted, the boy survives alone. Estranged, they come to compromise the root out. Compromise to the root out the true evil. A series of tragedies, reaching out to falling to the established contact brings help no matter what may happen to them. So I think that also is, just the whole. That's, I think, also another metaphor for fear. Those lines. But it is the fear. This is where I got some of the screenshot stuff for the thumbnail. It's from the bonus content package. Missed though. We got the mask. That's where the lefty head came from for the thumbnail. Original camera resolutions. These are just all the cameras. Original jump scares. I remember looking at this. Chica had a longer jump scare than she actually does in game. Data expunged. I'm trying to remember what this is. What's data expunged? I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, but here we go. This is what I also want to look at. The incident report. Oh, there's more dates on that too. Oh boy. Animatronic path, bonbon, some camera stuff. Some bonbon stuff apparently here. Intro newspaper. So I got that. So I got the drawing art of Bonnie and Chica. Missing children outside Fredbear's family diner. Oh wait, I placed the missing children incident all wrong. I forgot about the dates in this. I forgot about the dates when I was making this rough little thing. So there's stuff that happens before FNAF 4 this universe too. But I think it's also stuff that happens with main FNAF anyways, because there's the child. Regardless if that's Charlie or not, there's the child that goes missing outside of Fredbear's, the missing children's incident. Fred children went missing. Several employees were suspected, but none could be convicted on ground of lacking evidence. Children are presumed dead and bodies were never found. Obviously, the pizzeria shuts down by year's end. This series of events led to the company split of the Faz House and Circus Babies several years later. So yeah, Afton Robotics and Fazbear Entertainment were one thing. The Foxy the Pirate malfunction, miscellaneous animatronic malfunctions, 1980s to 83. Again, there's the missing Afton. Afton's son. Oh yeah, okay, that's about 83. Missing person is last seen near Afton Robotics location, 83 to 84. So yeah. So the only stuff that I didn't put on like this little makeshift timeline is stuff that happens before with. So basically I put this in the wrong category. This apparently, according to the F.E.A.R lore. Whoops! Don't do that. This would have happened before FNAF 4. This would have happened before FNAF 4. Oh, I gotta move it again. Damn, I just wanted to undo what I had drawn. There, that would be there. God damn it. I'm just trying to move these around. I'm just gonna line these two up. So yeah, there's stuff I missed before. There's also numerous animatronic malfunctions before 1983 and FNAF 4 and by 87. So I guess you could presume, presume, whatever, that this could also be some of the reason why the crying child would be afraid of the animatronics. If we had the Foxy the Pirate incident, animatronic malfunction between 1980 and 83, and then the missing children's incident. That you could also say that's the missing children incident. That was old. That was like some older theory material. That the crying child saw the missing children incident. That's why he was afraid of the animatronics. Now that's diving into like old territory. But then again, by 1983, and apparently, I guess someone went missing near After Robotics. So a person went missing between After Robotics, between 1983 and 19. Someone went missing near Afton Robotics between 83 and 84. Someone went missing. Someone went missing. And now I'm gonna move that around. Because looking back at the wrong thing. Where's the... Did I close the image? I thought I had that open still. I thought that was still open. I didn't remember closing that. Okay, well, maybe I'm not wrong where I have Faz House, but it was just changed after some period of time. So obviously before, at least before the F.E.A.R gameplay. So yeah. Only thing that I'm gonna move this to like the center of the screen. This is just like common knowledge. I'm just gonna move this to the center of the screen. I'm gonna like make it purple. I gotta highlight it. I can't. Never mind, I can't change the text color. Thank you for letting me move this to center. Because now I'm just going to add a point that a series of incidents happened pre-80s, pre-1980s. That's stuff from the thing that I skipped over. Or I kind of forgot about because I didn't open the thing yet. I was just going off the notes stuff. Well, this is my confusing F.E.A.R timeline. Hope you guys enjoy. But yeah. This stuff, most of the stuff now is basically on it. Like, again, missing children incident apparently happens before Bite of 83 in this universe. And whatnot. Also, apparently closed the content package. Yay me. Unused cameras. This isn't anything too noteworthy. Unused office frames. Yeah, again, Chica used to be in the office until the secret update. Right. I'm gonna be right back. Quick little break, and then we're gonna do some more of this exploring, and at the very end, I'm going to tell you what I believe is my little timeline, storyline for F.E.A.R. And then, yeah, that's my loose end tied up. Be right back in a couple of Alright, we're back. So, okay. So I revisited the incident report document, and like I said, I know I skimmed over this before opening the content package when I was making this little thing in the background, but, you know. But things like I have in my notes like this, that Rockstar, Bonnie, and Chica do exist in this universe, even though we only see Freddy and Foxy. Is that I was like, I don't remember that being just it. All these official art, production teasers. I remember, I think we did look at these videos. These were just like test shots for this. So. There's the teasers, voice lines. I remember these. I think I took these are gonna be the voice lines from. Yeah, these are the voice lines from here. I remember that. I remember those. I'm not going to question the name of the file. But yeah, also, just because they're scrapped and not in the game doesn't mean they're in the universe or story at all. Because Ballora and Baby, which are in the thumbnail, might just be in the universe, even though they aren't in the actual game. Because characters like Rockstar Bonnie and Chica, or just Bonnie and Chica, do exist in the game, even though they aren't directly a threat to the player. So, I believe that is, I believe that is now everything. Take care of that out there. I believe that is now everything in terms of the content package. Again, refreshing myself. And again, my notes. Let me just look. I'll look at some of the quotes just because if I just want to like see if the quotes correlate to the protagonist, Michael. Again, don't hold this against us. Again, that could definitely be coming from the Funtime animatronics, but oh, that's another thing I didn't think about. I know some people usually say, and I think I do agree with that. I know people usually say this location happens, you know, between FNAF 4 and 2 in the official game timeline. Because that's why, like, if he is scooped and then, you know, if you count that odor factor from the pink slips of FNAF 1 and 2, you know. Now, that isn't something I put on here, but obviously we do know things like Circus Baby's Pizza World do exist in Athens Robotics, so regardless if Michael would have visited the sister location, you know, some of these lines still hold up. Showtime's over, Funny Foxy. I think they want a party bonbon. Don't play with fire. If you don't play fair, we'll have to. No one's gonna put you back together. And obviously, all the different variants of F.E.A.R. still stand relatively well for the game. And looking here, quotes from the in-game that we hear. Again, and then Rockstar Freddy confirming the Faz house. That's not fair. Might not be a direct quote. Don't you want to set sail in the high seas with your old pal Foxy? That is Michael. And, you know, again, going into theory crafting here, if Michael's the older brother, him wearing the Foxy mask, so old pal Foxy. I didn't put any quotes down for night 3. Let me in, we're family. I'm trying to remember who says that. Like, I didn't label which animatronic says that. And again, the employer knows who we are. And then William Afton's monologue for night 5. And then and then again, all the quotes from Cassidy, Elizabeth, and again, some other girl in one of the lines, going back to William's dialogue of he stuffed the manager himself. That could be the manager, because if let's say hypothetically, if it was Cassidy and Elizabeth, and who would be some other girl? Charlotte? Are we gonna go into that category? I don't think so. I could say, again, some other girl would be someone that I don't know. If it was like if it was like someone like Charlie, I think they would say Charlie. So that could be the manager. And then obviously for a child, they would refer to anyone, you don't say male and female when you're a kid, you say boy and girl, so. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here we go. The moment I'm ready for. So here's my thought process on the story of F.E.A.R. I don't know if Matt's listening or if anyone's listening to that matter right now, because chat seems a little quiet. But here's what I'm thinking the story is. So there's a series of incidents before the 1980s, including the missing children incident, malfunctioning animatronics, and whatnot. Then we get around to FNAF 4, and the bite of 83 happens because of Michael. And obviously Michael is, convicted of manslaughter, because it actually isn't murder. It was, it was a mistake. And then, also in that year, Mrs. Afton and Elizabeth go missing. Apparently. So they go missing. And, with all these incident reports that probably the police or whatever has on F.E.A.R Entertainment, After Robotics, they kind of split ways. We have the Faz house that is made, and Circus Babies is split. Apparently, between 1983 and 1984, there's a missing person someone goes missing near After Robotics. And also, according to some of the notes that we have, that at this point, Michael is apparently on the streets or is homeless or some other thing, because William says that Henry picked us off the streets. Yeah, picked us off the streets and sent us. So we end up working with Henry to try and clear people like Henry and others' names for the incidents of the past, and try and get William, convicted. And then, while that happens, Henry sends us to the F.E.A.R gameplay. So we end up going to work at this storage facility. Some of the animatronics are there. They've been tampered by William. And also in 1984, there's an incident where rogue animatronics that were supposed to be shipped, that didn't get shipped, attack a family in the woods, and police have to tase them and temporarily put them out of commission, which then obviously, with them being Fazbear brand animatronics, throws the companies back into question with Fazbear and Afton Robotics. Apparently William is apparently on holiday, and the police, are trying to get a hold of Afton. Police are concerned of more animatronics on the loose. The Streamer Incorporated get involved because they have the three animatronics that were supposed to be delivered to the warehouse. Two of them being Chica and Bonnie, and all three companies go under investigation. And then around 6 a.m. the police get into the warehouse. They find Michael. They dismantle Scared, which I'll get into Scared in a minute, after the other animatronics have made it to their destination, according to William, on the 5th night. And then they obviously can find out it's Michael. And Michael reveals that he went undercover with a fake name to help Henry, to prove William Afton was the murderer of the Fazbear legacy. William is convicted and found guilty of his crimes. Henry is proven innocent, and whatnot. And William Afton is missing. William Afton goes missing, and Afton Robotics is liquidated. Managers and employees of Afton Robotics consider starting a new company, but not anything related to animatronics or pizzerias. Afton Robotics is currently under investigation. F.E.A.R Entertainment and Streamers Incorporated are closed due to the current incidences, and Henry works on some sort of tech for the police to find where Afton went. And then, yeah, that probably leads into events like FNAF 2, if this is somehow fitting into the game timeline. Probably goes into FNAF 2, 1, 3, and obviously him getting spring trapped, and then the rest of the main game timeline. So, yeah. There are other bits of information, like during Mike's shifts at the warehouse, obviously the animatronics talk to him, speak to him like they're aware of him. And then obviously on the fifth night, William sends in an animatronic called Scared, which is it's in these notes. Where do I have the notes about Scared's description? Where did I write Scared's like bio? It's in these notes somewhere. Oh yeah, Scared being a rewired Chica animatronic with containing a couple of souls, which we'll get into, is search, locate, arrest, retrieve, execute, and dispose. So that's Scared. Basically a lefty of the F.E.A.R universe or game story. This Chica model is possessed presumably by Cassidy, Elizabeth, and another girl. Whether that be the manager that William supposedly stuffed into an animatronic suit, besides killing just the other employees, or something else. But, yeah. That is everything I'm taking away from F.E.A.R. So yeah, that is There's some early late 70s events that are in the timeline. Then we get to around the early 1980s, and 1983 rolls around. Some more incidents happen with FNAF 4, Bite of 83, Mrs. Afton and Elizabeth going missing, and rebranding of companies, people going missing still. Then we get to F.E.A.R, Michael working for Henry to get William convicted, and William apparently goes on the run afterwards, even after being convicted of his crimes. And yeah, it's also incidents like Bonnie and Chica animatronic attacking a family. So that is my rough timeline. That is my notes that I have on F.E.A.R. Here's all of it. I'll roughly have it on. You can't obviously all see it at once, but here's everything I have. Not to mention the content package. So yeah, it's a lot, man. But I think that's the rough story. Obviously, this is like post Bite of 83 story. Michael maybe trying to redeem himself, trying to help Henry, and obviously, again, if this is him helping Henry, this could, and it's not set in 1984. This is like an early attempt of helping Henry, because we know he ends up helping Henry again with Pizza Sim later in the main FNAF universe. So yeah, that's that. And like I said, certain things like certain animatronics not being in game but still existing, because like if Mrs. Afton and Elizabeth went missing, even though Elizabeth is somehow in the Scared animatronic, you could presume that Baby and Ballora exist, and maybe Miss Afton is possessing one of them if Elizabeth is not in Baby. Or who knows? I'm just going to throw this out here as just a random point that is probably not going to even be real or plausible, but who knows? Maybe the manager was stuffed into Circus Baby, and that's not really a suit, that's a mechanical machine. I'm just going to throw a random thing out there at this point. It's FNAF lore, it's fan game lore, I'm doing my best here. This is my last loose end I had to tie up, so that's that. So, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, that's all my notes that I had. You know, I've covered everything again. I've gone over the stuff that I've had from the early content package stream. talking over trailers and whatnot to, you know, other things. And then, you know, again, all the night lore and newspaper lore. Obviously, there isn't anything after the custom nights, so, like, there was no worry about me not beating it. There's, like, no... Custom nights always... most custom nights have always been just bonus filler content. So, yeah. And obviously, there are a couple other things that I have in my notes, like, oh yeah, Beans, Fredbears, we've talked about that. Was there going to be references to any of these other joke games? Probably not, but, you know. It is what it is. So, yeah. I'm going to close my notes now, but yeah, that's everything. Again, I guess there's a few things that never got cleared up, like, what was the whole point of... Where is it? Nightmarion in the, like, one of the trailers last frame. Like, I never got that answered from revisiting and playing the game twice. Again, this Game Jolt message, that, again, I feel like it's just another metaphor for the game. Again, this is just scrap stuff, but, like, Lefty Bean Hunter. Baby Valora, which I've said are canon, probably still. Yeah, I think it's just a couple loose ends. Like, the main game story, like, that you know, that tells you everything that you need to know. You know, where, I'm trying to, okay, I had the newspaper. Where was, like, Charlie, I'm trying to remember why I wrote Charlie into my notes. I'm like, why was Charlie, I had the newspapers in my screenshots somewhere. Where, oh, where? Use all these images that I have to say. I had night 5 and 6. Oh wait, it might be in the content. The newspapers might be in here. The newspaper might be in the content package. I just realized, I don't know why, like, I was trying to find it in my screenshots. The newspaper might be in here. I don't see, like, the newspaper text. Now I'm trying to figure out why I had Charlie written in my notes now. Now I'm confused why Charlie was written in my notes. I wrote it down for some reason. I wrote it down for some reason. Do I not? I thought it saved all the newspaper images. I gotta look now. Do I see any other newspaper? There we go. F.E.A.R. newspaper 1. This has got to be the opening one. Yes. Where did I see something about Charlie here, though? Oh, here. Most of the events before 1983 that are fully canon have at least Charlie. Oh yeah. Wait, so that's why I got Charlie from. Like, why was Charlie there? So yeah, Charlie is the one for the like the Fredbear incident. I'm pretty sure outside of Fredbear's. Pretty sure that's what that was saying. So yeah. I think literally the Nightmarion thing is the only thing I'll never get answered. I don't know what the Nightmarion thing was for unless Matt is in chat right now. I have no idea what the Nightmarion thing was for in one of the trailers. That is like literally the last like little hanging thread, because I've given basically what I think. It's like basically the whole F.E.A.R. story. You can, like I said, it's not that complicated. You work for a night shift of a company. You get to night 5, night 6, and you read the newspapers, and you can get a decent understanding. And if you want a little extra lore, there's the content package with like incident reports and whatnot. And animatronic quotes. So, man, that's my little timeline that I have going for myself. That's my whole timeline I have going for myself. Again, the only thing I'll never have answered is this stuff. Oh, not that. Oh. Whatever. That's it. This is like the only lingering question I had that I'm gonna put in a different color. It's gonna be in blue. Yeah, that's gonna be like the only thing I won't have answered. It's like, I don't know. That's a minor thread, I guess. That's that. I'm just gonna do that. There. So that's my little timeline. I'm not saving this, or maybe I will. I'll save like a screenshot of it. I guess I am in Paint. I'll save it as that's my little timeline. So with that, yeah, I guess I'm gonna wrap things up. So I'm gonna do like my final closing remarks. I've given you guys my thoughts on this little story. So yeah, okay, now some of these are refreshing. That's so yeah, the game apparently is still up, but I have a feeling it will be down eventually. So you know, that's no point in linking that. The final post is yeah, I've read it. But yeah. That's everything wrapped up. So what can I take away from my F.E.A.R Revisited and just the ending of Hydrated Games, H2O Productions, Shadow Man 24 or Mr. Matt 224? These are just little projects. They weren't anything big. If I had any example to compare these to, I would give you my UCN mods. They are a little project that I have help with from a friend that I only have, I do here and there. I have a few more I want to do this year, and then eventually once I'm done with the few more mods characters I want to do, then yeah, then that project will find its ending point, and I'll close the book on that chapter too. So that's how it went. These were fun little games. Were half of them jokes? Yes. And were some of them not released? Yes. But at the end of the day, we had one good game that had an interesting story going for it. Even if it was trying to connect and answer some FNAF questions or its own little interpretation of the FNAF lore, then, well, you can watch my whole playthrough. Whether you want to watch my revisit playthrough, where I'm taking all the notes in between every night, or if you're going to watch my original playthrough for reactions, reviews, feedback, it's all here. So, that's that. Here's my messy timeline. One last look at it. This time I needed to start before 1983, but I was just going off my notes before I opened the content package and realized I had stuff. And I have a question I will never get answered. But if Matt wants to leave a comment answering that one question, I'll go for it. But I don't know. That's my only loose end with that. That's the one loose end I can't really clear up, but it was probably meant for some lore purpose. Who knows? Maybe Nightmare on had something to do with Scared. I have no clue. That's where I'm leaving that. That's where I'm leaving that. So yeah, just throw you in here. Throw you in my photos. That's my attempt at a FNAF timeline, people, and it's not even on the official game. It's a fan-made timeline, so enjoy. Hope you all enjoyed. So, yeah. Whoops, I did not mean for that to open. Bye. So, that's everything wrapped up. Chat was quiet. That's understandable. This is a miscellaneous thing. If you guys want to tune in tomorrow for something else that won't be one of these random streams that you probably aren't interested in, I'll be back with the main series game tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. It was meant to happen a little earlier this week, but I had to move a few videos and streams around. So that is that. But yeah, and I'm just gonna click this so I have it off. It's bugging me. But I also forgot I wanted, when I was talking about this stuff, I wanted to open a couple and just go look at my playlist and have a couple examples. Because, this whole thing, well, I'm not using this as an example, but, this other thing was a thing that I started early on the channel. And it went on for a long time, and I realized I had to kind of clean it up a year ago. So, yeah, I kind of cleaned up my mess, tied up all the loose ends, and I was done with this game's series of franchises, and I pieced together that game's lore, but, you know, I did for F.E.A.R. So that's something. Again, some of these are things in the past, they're not coming back, but hey, they're here for archive purposes, so. Yeah. There's also miscellaneous fan games, but, yeah. You know. So that's that. A couple other miscellaneous things I'm just gonna throw at the end of this. If you guys want some other some horror content that isn't FNAF, I released a video a day ago that is funny. It's 18 minutes if you wanna watch that. And not that, not playlist. Not studio either. I don't wanna go to my studio either. Other FNAF content is coming. I've seen this poll. These two things will be coming early February. So stay tuned for that. As well as some Pizza Sim stuff that wasn't on the list, but I had Pizza Sim playing before I did this poll, so yeah, stay tuned. FNAF World and Fangame Friday, they will happen. You want some other non-FNAF stuff that isn't what this stream was, it's coming soon. So, with that, if you have enjoyed, do leave a like, comment, subscribe, very much appreciated. Hit the bell to be notified when I come back. Not for Hydrated Games content, or H2O production content, or whatever else. But for more FNAF content, because yes, I know I do a lot of FNAF. I basically am a semi-FNAF channel because I do other stuff besides FNAF, and FNAF's in some of my other content like Minecraft and plush videos, so there's no denying that it's on the channel. But yeah, anyways, so stay tuned for some other fun FNAF content, and I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow for something else. And until next time, if you have enjoyed, do leave a like, comment, subscribe, very much appreciated. Hit the bell to be notified, and so long, Hydrated Games. It was fun playing your little games, but obviously, you know, your time is now. So I'm respecting your place. Just want to do my last little tying up loose ends, and yeah, that's that. So I'm going. I'll see you all later, and yeah. Chat was quiet. Hopefully chat will be active tomorrow or the next stream. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and I will see you on the flip side.